Hello. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon, all over the world. This is your brother Hubert Naeem Roberts, chairman of Black Lives Matter, grassroots Flint, Michigan. We always want to come with love, peace, and joy to our community, even in this tumultuous time that we're dealing in. I think most people have somewhat a disjointed understanding about linear time and how we are in this day and time in the history of mankind. That's why history is so important. Many times it overlaps. Many many times it repeats itself. You know. But I would like to just greet you guys humbly, and in the honor of our ancestors, I would like to just say, let's continue to love on one another, be gracious, be kind to one another, and as always, Harambe, in honoring our ancestors, those that have paved the way for us to be here today. I come to you guys humbly, in the best way that I know how, being a man that has worked hard to redeem himself. Some things I did early in my life, got off to the wrong, went the wrong way, and right now I've dedicated my life to being an instrument of joy, of change, of forgiveness, of hope, light, direction, all those things that point to something positive. Because before you understand about who you are, you got to know whose you are. And in the words of Mother Ehil Deloney, again, because we are, and because we are children of the Creator, I am you, you are I, we are we. There's no I in we. And we really must understand collectively what that looks like. You think about people of color, especially in this country. We about 55 million people. They really don't want to tell you the real numbers, but the real numbers reveal about 55 million, and we are about $2 trillion in spending power, which we really don't own or produce very much of anything in this country. Most of all the money that we have, we spend it. We really don't collectively move in a unified manner that we own everything that we use or need in our community. And that's really reflective in what's going on with us today. And so often, because of 310 years of brutal chattel enslavement, we have been contraband in this country, illegal contraband captives in this country, with no rights. And as being displayed by this new administration, not respecting any law, any constitutional law, any judge, any Supreme Court. And again, that's what authoritarian, or when you think about Mussolini, the history, that's why history is so important, man. You can go back to Genghis Khan, or you can go back to ancient Greek, you know what I mean, as far as what many of them laid down is truly unacceptable in what we are dealing with today. And I think that's why there's such a push, intentionally, to erase history, to distort history, to make sure that most of us, especially now in 2025, don't have a clue, because they took most of anything that was constructive out of the school system. I mean, if you look at just home economics, music, wood shop, metal shop, all those soft skills, because so often you never know what a child is going to be, and they need to be exposed to any and everything as much as possible, because God has something for all of us. We're not an accident. So there is talent in all of us. It has to be nurtured, it has to be encouraged, it has to be motivated, it has to be celebrated, it has to be loved on. It has to be engaged to the degree that will capture and nurture those individuals that can be what they need to be in the time frame of humanity. You got to think about this. Before 1965 and this so-called integration, they integrated our community. We didn't integrate their community. And then even if you want to talk about what Dr. King was talking about, wanting to go hand in hand and be in classrooms, before this busing and all that kind of stuff, as far as equal education, we were segregated in our black schools and inventing and creating amazing things. When you think about Garrett Morgan and the thousands of inventions and creations, created things that came about out of black people being in segregated schools. They wasn't sitting with white children, and they created amazing things. Y'all think about that now. When you think about the gas mask, Dr. Charles Drew, blood plasma, Henrietta Lacks, the numbers from the elevator, from the refrigerator train, from the real McCoy. When you think about Lewis Lattimore, do you all know that most of the inventions and the creation and modification that were had brought to this country that black people actually did, we were in our own classrooms. And again, when you think about what's going on today, it is totally unacceptable and it's not done by accident. It is done intentionally. And that intent, again, have us blinded because they have told us if you go to these schools or their school and get a PhD, master's degree, and all these things, that you will be accepted, you will be respected, and you will be included. They're doing all they can to destroy and remove all of those programs. Those programs was put in place. If you talk about affirmative action was affirming action that has been done to us for 500 years. How are you going to be in a race and they are already at the finish line before we even get started? Because that's what has happened in this country. DEI. When you think about what DEI, most people that benefited from DEI were white women because they're classified as a minority. So again, the trickery has always been in place in this country, guys. And we keep falling for the same old tactics that they have been using for 1,000 years. We keep allowing ourselves to be misused, abused, destroyed, butchered, hunted down like animals by the police department, by law enforcement, and by everyday citizens. Carl Rittenhouse, George Zimmerman, and the likes have made millions of dollars. It's profitable to hate black and brown people. It is a business in this country to hate, to kill, and destroy black and brown people. Just like they did with their brother Sanders' son. That was intentional. To let Dion and the family and everybody that's involved know, I don't care who you are, throwing your watch up, right? You still a ninja in this country. And we can do and place you wherever we want to place you, on the football field, in the boardroom, in high school, college, stock market, wherever it is that power lies, we got the power to destroy you or to make you stay in your place. And again, my position is there's no way in the world that any of these athletes should show up for camp, for summer camp. Every athlete, again, if you're conscious and you hear this podcast, you guys should not be showing up for training. You guys should not be on the field. You guys should not be playing black basketball, football, baseball, any kind of ball while they're cutting off our ball. Because there need to be a total shutdown in this country. We represent $2 trillion every year and don't own anything in our community. That's insane. That's insane. And you wonder why we are mistreated the way we are mistreated. Because we don't collectively come together. Just here in Flint, Michigan, we still are being poisoned by the water and still got to pay a water bill. Got to pay 10% because most of us are underwater with our bills. Poison water that we cannot use. And we have a mayor and a city council that are playing games and playing footsies while the residents, again, when you think about almost 67% of the people in Flint, Michigan are people of color. But the outer county, you talk about vanilla or white community, the outer county, their roads, their streets are beautiful. The road commission, what they lay down, beautiful. Try to ride down Dorr Highway, Hamilton Street, Welch Street, side streets in Flint, Michigan. Unacceptable. And you got a mayor talking about some trees. Some trees, cutting down some trees. I mean, think about the insanity. We got over 19 marijuana dispensaries in this country, in this community, and we're not receiving any benefit directly from those dispensaries. And Black Lives Matter Grassroots Flint, we're trying to create a team that's going to go to each one of those dispensaries and work with them and ask them to donate to our defense fund, to our legal defense fund, because they have a responsibility in this community to give back. And all you Negroes that support and buy your marijuana at these dispensaries that don't look like you and I, it's appalling. This is appalling. Do you know the marijuana dispensary industry this year are going to break in over $3.3 billion in Michigan alone? Where does that money go? Do anybody know where that money go? If you try to track it, it get very fuzzy, just like the lottery. And what do? We just sit around and complain. We can't. We just had a board election, and we vote at 2 and 3% in this community. And you wonder why we don't get nothing done and why we're mistreated. Collectively, we vote at 14%. So let's say a ward is 10,000 people. You only got a couple of. You can win a ward council seat door to door, manipulating it on the radio and however you want to play the game with 300 or 400 people get you in that seat. And you representing 10,000 people that don't even show up, that don't even care. In the county and in other spaces, they have 80 and 95% of the people come out and represent. For county seats, commission seats, boards, school board seats, water seats, road commission, they show up and show out because they know where the power lies and how and who get the money. Voting, what voting really does, guys, is allocate money to communities. That's the power of the vote. That's why you should take voting seriously, because voting determines where dollars go, where money goes. That's why we don't have no. They haven't been built a new school in Flint, Michigan since the 80s. They haven't built, but they built a new juvenile center, $35 million new juvenile center. They spent $10 million on a new Saginaw Street for 6 blocks. They spent $10 million on 6 blocks downtown Saginaw Street. Y'all think about that. $10 million for 6 blocks to put down those cobblestone, whatever you. There is a in the charter or somewhere, Charles Stewart Mott made it very clear that that area downtown, as long as Flint is going to be established, those streets have to be in those bricks down there. That's written in blood down there by Charles Stewart Mott. He's the same man that said in 1936, 1937, to shoot those individuals that were striking in his plant. That's what Charles, that's the Charles Stewart Mott that we love in this community, that we hold up. That's the Charles Stewart Mott that abandoned Flint, Michigan, at one time extracted all of the wealth out of this community and abandoned this community for cheap labor in other countries. And this is what destroyed Flint, Michigan. And we still running around here with our hands out. We still running around here thinking somebody's going to save us. We still running around here blaming one another and not working together. We should be picking one candidate to fill seats that's going to push the agenda for the residents of this city. We need to be capitalizing on how do we work with other people across cultures, develop allies where we can get business in this community. 40% of the men and women in Genesee County are returning citizens. They have felonies, guys. Why are we not addressing that as far as putting people to work? We have a deplorable education system here. And it's no better in the county. We send our people, our children, our precious resources out to people that hate us. We send our children to other communities that despise us, and you think they're going to educate our children. But in 1985, when the move in Philadelphia wanted to educate their own children, like more people are doing now, today, when you have a right to educate your homeschool or whatever, they dropped a bomb and killed 21 people, men, women, 21 black men, women, and children, because they just wanted to educate their own children. The city, the state, and the government said you don't have no right. They was forcing those black people to send their children to those schools, but they wanted to educate their own. See, that's the game, and that's why history is so important. But no. We don't want to engage in understanding real history. We keep wanting to be crying about what is happening and black on black crime and all these other distractions with the Stephen A, with the basketball, with the Draymond, all that folly. That ain't nothing. That's the same thing as the Colosseum back in Rome. So they had the Colosseum, and the Colosseums were designed for entertainment. It was blood sport. You had men and women, black, sprinkle in a few white people, but people from all over fighting animals and dying and getting killed and ripped apart, blood thirsty. And those people were enjoying it, was loving it. It was sport for them. The same thing is happening today. We as black people in this country are sport. We are being hunted and killed as a sport. And people get paid. The white lady the other day got over $1 million for calling us a child, a nigga. Got paid. And you got the white nationalists. You got the evangelicals that are supporting a white agenda in the name of Jesus Christ. They just named a pope out of Chicago, which he is black. He look white, but his ancestry is black. So you gonna see how he gonna move. Now y'all think, see, that's why history, I keep saying, guys, you cannot get away from history. History is important, and it's the foundation, because history tells you we behave or do, or these group of people did this. This what happened to them. Let's take you Christians that love the Bible, or you Muslim with the Quran, or the Injil, or the Torah, however you want to define it. There has been written information based on people's behavior, conduct, and what they engaged in. And it has been documented. Just like before it was written, it was the griots that kept the history of the community. And from that history, it tells you these people went and did this or ate this plant or practiced this behavior, and either they succeeded or it didn't go well. So if something doesn't go well, you don't do it. If somebody did something and they perished doing it, maybe we should not engage in that. The same thing with today, guys. If you think about it, if we're not, there are four pillars. You are owning your education system, owning your health system, owning your farm, and owning your banking. Those are the four pillars of a seat. A seat of power, when you think about the legs of power, owning your education and your history, owning your health care, owning your food base, and owning your banking. Again, those are the four pillars that we need to be focused on in Flint and in this country. If we're not doing that, if we're engaging in going to the Met Gala, this costs $10, $20, and $30,000 when our community is starving, when our children are reading at a second, third, and fourth grade level, and they're in high school, and we're saying, why is this happening? And we are mad about it happening, and we don't care about it happening. Everything that's happening to us today is our fault. We can't blame anybody else. It is our fault that we don't own nothing in our community. Not one gas station, not one liquor store. We need to shut down. We need to stop playing lottery. We need to stop buying marijuana at the dispensary. We need to stop buying liquor. We need to stop supporting anything that is not looking or looking like us, from the hair stores, nail shops, anything that we are engaging in that is not looking like us, or people are allying with us, we should not be supporting it, guys. And you can't be sitting back saying, oh man, I can't. We have been brainwashed for 500 years. We have been bred to be led. We have been bred. They bred us. They used the black Mandingo son to impregnate hundreds of women on the plantation. They rubbed this phallus down with oil, and they laid the women over this device, and all he did is went, put his phallus in one woman, the slave master wife, rubbed it up, glistened it down and loosened it up, lubricated it, and he was like the plantation. You know how they build like at the factory, one car comes down the line and you put a screw in? But that's what he did. He went down the line and screwed and screwed and screwed and ejaculated. Black woman, that's black woman, black woman. You know what I mean? And again, you think about that type of mentality, which is prevalent today for 310 years, and you wonder why black men behave the way they behave, why we behave the way we have been behaving in this country. It's because we have been brainwashed. We have been abused psychologically, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And again, when you don't get real help, hurt, when a human being has been treated like we have been treated in this country, there's no question why we behave like we behave. Because you think about it, when a person is hurt and don't get no healing or don't seek healing, that person will bleed over everyone. That's the mindset that we are engaging in our community. We are hurt people, and hurt people that have not healed bleed and poison everything they touch because they have no foundation. They have no glue. They have no support. We have been taught and trained to despise one another, to be jealous and envy of each other. That has to stop. And the only way it has to stop or going to stop, we can't be blaming nobody else. We can't be sending our children, our precious and only resources, to the enemy. We can't be eating like we eating. We don't. We engaging in poison. Do y'all know? Listen, there are over 20,000 different pills on the market today. In 1930, it was less than 1,000. There are over 20,000 different pills on the market today, but in 1930, there was less than 1,000. And if you go back to the turn of the century, 1900, it was less than even 500 because most people engage in municipal, meaning they engaged in medicine that came from the roots and came from the plant. It wasn't synthetic. They came from thousands of years of trial and error. You go out into the jungle, you go out into the environment, you find out what works and what don't work. That's how they learned. Then they shared information. You want to call it the witch doctor and all that kind of stuff. In our community, we had those sages. We had those herbalists that was in line with the universe, with the creator. And they were making things happen. I remember growing up in Chicago and then came here to this country and to this mess on St. John. I mean, St. John was a beautiful place in the village. Let me rephrase that. It was a beautiful village, St. John was. But I remember my grandmother and great grandmother and them coming up from the South with all these kind of things. We didn't go to the doctor. We didn't get sick. We was drinking and eating stuff that today you can't even find. Back then, it was nasty. We lined up and they made us eat it. But listen here, we did not go to the hospital to the doctor. I don't know what they had in that stuff, but we played outside in the snow like never before. We used to cry when they told us to come in the house. And we be free, we be froze. And still wanted to stay out there. Now you know that's great. But again, didn't get sick, guys. That's the point I'm trying to stress. We were using things that came through the universe and came through plants and came through not animals. We wasn't eating meat. Again, that's another sickness that we got, eating animal flesh. Who in the world would engage in eating animal flesh? You guys eat barbecue, and all that is congealed, cooked blood that you guys are engaging in, that you find satisfying. When you don't know your history, when you don't know where you come from, you don't understand why you're in this place today. And again, much of that has been because of our brainwashing and being brutalized as human beings, chattel slavery. So again, it's so important, guys, that we really, really pay attention to what's going on today, because again, history is replaying itself because we are allowing it. That's all I'm trying to say to you guys. There are some things that you shut down. We have the power collectively to shut some things down. We don't have to be behaving like we behave today. And Flint is small enough to do some incredible things in Flint. We are small enough because Flint, in the history of this country, first black mayor, fair housing, had one of the profound educational systems at one time that went all over the world, y'all. That's the history of Flint, if you want to be honest about it. Even if you wanted the carpetbaggers with Durant, Kersley, uh, 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 Mott, Chevrolet, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, all those names were people, were actually human beings that were engaged in were engaged in the carriage business. And before then, it was the lumber. And you got to honor. Let me give honor to our First Nation people that were here and brutally uh, genocide and poison and killed and murdered for Robert Smith and the like to come here and claim something that was already here. Think about the power. I can take from you and make it mine because I got the power to kill you. I got the power to destroy you. They put smallpox germ warfare in the blankets and gave them to the First Nation people and killed off all the buffalo. They killed off their food source. And again, the same thing with us. They kill our food source because we were engaged in eating raw and natural coming from the South, coming from our ancestors coming from Africa. Because we were agrarian. We didn't eat animals. We didn't eat tigers and we didn't eat no meat over there in Africa. We were vegetable eaters. Fish. We engaged in all that fruits and vegetables. That's what, and we ran and walked and we walked miles and we were the healthiest people on the planet. But we are the progenitors. We everybody come from us. I know that's hard for us to accept. So again, some homework. I always want to give y'all some homework. We got some wonderful events taking place, guys. Juneteenth. Juneteenth is popping off, guys. May the 31st to June the 22nd, guys. There's a list of events that's going on. I'll read these right quick. May the 31st, Day at the Lake. And again, that's May 31st, Day at the Lake. That's going to be at Bethesda Temple, 947 Leland Street. That's going to be a day of training, 9 to 5. This is designed for everybody, from 1 month old to 1,000-year-old. Men, women, children, everybody come be a part of this. We teach everything. If you never thought about fishing, learning, wanting to fish, we got you. And we got you for some other stuff over there because robotics and saving the planet, knots, tying knots, tools. We believe in teaching a man how to fish and how to feed himself for a lifetime. Then we have Sunday, June the 1st, Saints and Spirits come out. That's going to be an awesome, awesome event at Metropolitan Church. Then June the 3rd, Protect Yourself, Advanced Planning, going to be at the Oak Business Center. June the 6th, A Heritage and Legacy of Flint Community. That's going to be at the Brennan Center over there on Pingree Street, South Side. Saturday, June the 7th, A Day at the Lake. That's when we take the kids up to the lake and we spend the whole day up the lake. And that's from 9 to 6. And then June the 8th, Abantu, a Freedom Juneteenth celebration at the URC Urban Renaissance Center on Chevrolet Avenue. And again, these are things that we want our community to come out and participate. That event is from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Urban Renaissance Center. Sunday, June the 8th, Historical War Stories. That's going to be at the new McCree Theater, 6 to 9. June the 9th, Healing Circle, right there, Martin Luther King and McCullen Street. That's going to be from 6 to 8. June the 11th, Reparation Summit. That's going to be at the Kennedy Center, Hasselbrink Senior Center on Pearson Road. That's going to be from 2 to 5 p.m. June the 12th, Community-Based Public Health Caucus. That's going to be on Zoom from 3 to 8. Ajuma Market, 7 to 4. North Flint Food Market. That's going to be at 5402 North Cloud Road. Again, that's going to be from 4 to 7, June the 13th. June the 14th, Harambe Breakfast, 9 to noon, Higher Quality Life Ministry. That's going to be at 5601 North Saginaw Street. My brother, Pastor Ronnie Wiggins, beautiful brother. June the 14th, Saturday, Dr. E. Hill Deloney, Scholarship Reception. That's going to be at the Flint Development Center right there on M.L. King, 4121 Martin Luther King Avenue, 4 to 7. Then on June the 15th, Father's Day Backyard Barbecue at the Memorial Park, 2 to 6, 1026 Church Street. Then we have Monday, June the 16th, Freedom School Dinner, 6 to 8 at Sloan Museum, 1221 East Kersey Street. Tuesday, the 17th, Legacy and Literacy. That's going to be at the Kennedy Center, New Hasselbrink Center, 1678 West Pearson Road, 6 to 9. Then we're going to have June the 18th, Financial Literacy Justice, 4 to 7 at Flushing Road Professional Suite, G 3163 Flushing Road. Thursday, June the 19th. Whoa, the big parade, Juneteenth celebration, guys. Parade starts, our celebration starts 9 o'clock in the morning. Parade starts at 5, and we're going to be going down to the Flat Lot with the Afrobeat party. We will not be at the Riverbank this year. We are going to be at the Flat Lock and the U of M, the University of Michigan, Grassy Knoll area down there. It's right across from the post office and the Flint River. That grassy area across from the electrical company down there. We're going to be there until 9 o'clock that night. Please come out, be a part of the Juneteenth celebration parade. And then on Friday, June the 20th, Black Lives Matter Flint Special. This is mine truly, 6 to 9 at McCree Theater. We're going to have a fireside chat with Frederick Douglass and Malcolm X. I'm playing Frederick Douglass. Mr. Elliot McCann is playing Malcolm. It's going to be a very, 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 very educational piece there. Then, June the 22nd, Juneteenth Family Reunion. Going to be from 4 to 8 at Brennan Park. That's 1301 Pingree Street. Again, that's the events for Juneteenth celebration. We need you guys on board. And again, a day at the lake, 2 amazing weekends of amazing fun and activities. Again, on May the 31st, we do all day training, 10 stations. Everybody got to go through the 10 stations. Once you complete those, you get a free fishing reel and tackle box. If you came before, every year you get something different. June the 7th, we go up to Lake Shea Lake, which is Camp Artist Shea Lake. This significant Shea Lake is very important in our community because it's the sister to Ottawa. Ottawa and Shea Lake were the 2 resorts when it was segregated. Black people couldn't go to any other resorts or any lakes like this. But these were created back early in the late 19th century, which allowed Black people to enjoy skiing and just enjoying water sports and being left alone where they weren't being mistreated by white people. You know, we too like to enjoy the outdoors. Most people don't think that, but we like to be human beings and enjoy most things a human being enjoy. So that's why we have these resorts. But again, Shea Lake, we go up there, or we're going to be leaving at June the 7th from the church, 947 Leland Street. You can use your uh, the QR code to pre-register. We're encouraging people to pre-register, please. Go to our website, www.mcarflint.com. Sign up there. We're looking for our community to donate, to celebrate and donate to this event and all these other events that's taking place. Uh, Everything takes money in our community or in this country called America. This is a capitalistic country. Everything costs money. And so we are hoping that you guys, we do have a scholarship set up for our community because we're dealing with extreme poverty. So if anybody's dealing with the lake, we asking for at least $5. It's $25 per student, $35 per adult. We turn nobody away, but we ask that you donate at least $5. The scholarship will cover the rest. We turn nobody away, but you have to put some skin in the game. You just can't keep coming and thinking that if things are free. You have to be involved in supporting your community because our community, if we don't support it, nobody else is going to support it. This is very clear. This is very clear, guys. You don't see the open. Carl Kuzman, the basketball player, gave $1 million to the the new YMCA, but he didn't give no money to the grassroots companies or nonprofits that are on the ground doing the work. Do you know what some of that money could do to change the lives in our community? But he gave it to the YMCA, and they have built a new YMCA. I'm not hating on that, but he should have gave some money to grassroots groups and nonprofits that are struggling. A lot of times we don't get no money from other places, from my foundation and everything, because if you got an agenda, and the agenda is to uplift people of color collectively across the board because we have been denied for 500 years, they don't want to support that. They don't want to support us healing ourselves. They want us to go to jail. They want us to go to prison. Do y'all know that the jail, the police, and all of them combined is $1 trillion business in this country? The police force and all those apparatus, man, is $1 trillion business in this country. They are serious about that. They take the reading scores from our community and design bed space and prisons and jails and juvenile centers and foster care places. Because if you can't read, if you simply cannot read in this country, you are dysfunctional. And so when you don't have parents and grandparents that are demanding you to read at home, because education starts at home. It don't start at school level. Start at home. You learn how to curse and act a fool at home. You learn all the negative stuff at home. But we ain't supporting our community. We ain't supporting the educational power of our children for them to be the great individuals that God had placed in them, but it becomes destroyed by our hands. Our children become destroyed by our hands, and we wonder, and we cry foul, or we cry when they get involved and been poisoned by the water because their mind has been broken and destroyed, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And we wonder why, because we don't fight for our children, we don't fight for each other, we don't fight collectively as far as how do we move the agenda for all of us to be healed. But we'll be mad at one another, or mad at the mayor, or mad at the city council, or don't talk to this person, don't talk to that person. Insane. We're supposed to be demanded how we want to be treated, not allow other people to mistreat us. That's our fault. So I'm hoping, as always, I share some positive information with my community. Today, I'm definitely want to encourage you guys to engage in some healing information. There's a new book out. Well, two things. I want you guys, if you can, if you have XM satellite, the station is The Power or Urban View with Karen Hunter, Clay Kane, 126 on the satellite radio dial. That's a show I love, you guys. Also, Dr. Craig Carr does a program on the weekend where he actually teaches classes free on the weekend for our community. I hope you guys will get involved in that. Also, I'm encouraging you guys to pull out or to go read um, uh, Before the Mayflower, Carter G. Woodson, Lerone Bennett. I'd like you guys to listen to this song by Noni, Nunilong, Superpower, young lady. There's a profound message in this song. I encourage all of you men, women, and children to listen to this song. The young lady, the lyrics are very profound and uplifting. We need to hug each other. I encourage everybody to hug someone, to greet someone, to smile at someone. I ask you guys, the family members that you guys may have beef with, ask for forgiveness. Put yourself in the place and say, forgive me for whatever I did. If I stole, if I lied, if I cheated. I need you guys to reach out. Get out from yourself. Take a chance on smiling and being happy. We we really want to say something for our women and our mothers and our sisters and our daughters and our nieces. As black men, we asking you guys to forgive us. for neglecting you guys and not being the men that God has created us to be. At this day and time in history, we need real men more than anything in the world today. Real men to stand up, that have some base, some principles about themselves. So I'm just asking our sisters if you can find it in your heart. Because when we ask for forgiveness, we're saying, forgive us for this behavior, and we're going to be working not to do those things again, to lie, to cheat, to abandon, to hurt, to molest, to rape, and all those ugly things that we whisper about. We want to ask for forgiveness. And in that forgiveness, we want to ask our women to come back home to us, to help nurture us, where we can be nurturers to one another, where men can hug each other and what's up, brother? Not what's up, river, but where we can feel free that we can hug one another. And it's not homophobic. It's strength in hugging each other and looking at each other and encouraging each other. And we need our women folk to come back and help heal us. And we heal them. And we heal us. And we heal us and we heal we. That's what we need to exchange in our community. So on this Mother's Day that's coming up, every day is Mother's Day. Every day is Father's Day. Every day is our birthday. Every day is healing. Don't let nobody define what day it is for us to engage in the celebratory thing called life and goodness and kindness. Every day is all day. Is our day. We make those days. We make our day. Do you know the calendar is not a real calendar? There should be 13 months in the year, because if you went by the solar system, because all of the manipulation of time has been based on capitalism. The calendar that we know today was based and was changed throughout the Roman Empire because of taxation. Y'all get that? Because there was a time when the harvest, when you did the planting and then you reap the sow of the harvest, those kind of things, well, they put some things in place, extended and took away uh, for money. And again, that's why history is important, guys. I can't stress enough. If history was not important, why do you think they are doing everything they can to destroy it, distort it, and take it away? If history wasn't so important. But they got us distracted with mess while they continue to have yachts made out of gold and helicopters. Their communities are pristine, no paper. Their roads are pristine. And we here in Flint, Michigan are living worse than a third or fourth world kind of, if you want to say, the construct. We are barefoot and pregnant. We are at the dregs of society here in Flint, Michigan. And again, why does that have to be? We have the power to change our condition. We have the power to call those people out that are in seat of power. That means these ministers, politicians, teachers, anyone that has any stake or stakeholders need to be held accountable in our community. And before it should be we. I say it again, guys. We own, produce nothing. When you don't own or produce anything, you have no purpose. And you can easily be destroyed because you have no value. The only value they see of us is commodity. Bro, our communities are disinvested in. Our healthcare is disinvested in. Our education is disinvested in. And we ride around Saginaw Street in our cars in our hoop tees, and we think in our clothes, and we think we're doing something. It's so sad. It's really sad. We get on these podcasts. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody talking, but ain't nobody building nothing. Everybody talking, but they not talking about building anything. We got grown men gossiping. Where's the tea? I used to do tea with my grandkids and my great grandkids. Tea time with the fake water and all that kind of stuff. How are you going to be engaging in tea talk and you're not building or producing anything? You're not talking and you're not strategizing about ownership. But you on a podcast talking about somebody did this, somebody did that. P. Diddy did this and all that. P. Diddy ain't did nothing that ain't been done for the thousands of years. These people have been getting away with perversion. Donald Trump is the most perverted individual on the planet. And you say, how can we respect any law when they allow Donald Trump pardon all those people that ran up there in the Capitol? And we supposed to respect law enforcement or any kind of law and they let them out of jail, y'all? Make that make sense. George Zimmerman is still alive. Ain't nobody killed him. Ain't nobody killed Carl Rittenhouse. Ain't nobody killed those police officers that have killed black men and women. That's unacceptable because it is an eye for an eye. In our community, guys. And that's why the Panthers were serious. And that's why they did everything that they did to destroy the Panthers and destroy that energy. Because it is about, if you come for us, we're going to come for you. You come, we just want to be left alone. We want to be left alone. We just want to be left alone. But you got the state police. You got the county sheriff department. Everybody in Flint, Michigan, and it's a field day. They come in here to get their rocks off and get away with mayhem and murder. And they go home and they brag about killing a Negro. To kill a Negro, become a hero. That's their motto. And we line ourselves up and enjoy it. We some sick people, you black people that want to be white. Curtis Mayfield wrote a song, We People Who Are Darker Than Blue. Are we going to stand around and let what others say come true? We're just good for nothing, a shiftless jigger. Instead of saying the river word, he used jigger. Because again, you think about that. That was wrote in the 70s. We're worse off today than we was in the 70s. We were more together when we was picking cotton than we are today. That's our fault. We had an industry that we created. The numbers, the policy were intended, created in this country by black and brown people. And the Italians took it over with brutality. We let that happen. Now it's the lottery. We were in segregated schools producing geniuses. Wasn't in no white school, wasn't in no integrated school. We was in some huts and some houses in the basement. We were sitting around the campfire, getting educated, loving each other, smelling each other, loving each other, one raping and brutalizing one another. Wasn't none of that going on. In the slave huts and in the slave cabins, you had 13 and 14 people in there with the father. Father wasn't raping his children, but the slave master came in there and had sex with the baby, with the children, the mother and the father, right in front of everybody's faces. That's how they laid it down. That's what the white man did. And you got these brothers marrying these white bunnies. And you got Serena Williams and all them people marrying these white devils. How in the world you gonna lay down historically with someone that have taught you and treated you and did what these people have done to us for 500 years and think it's okay. Tiger Woods, Pablo Nation. Do you know who invented the golf tee? The golf tee was invented by a black man. The golf tee. Do y'all know black people used to have to hold a golf ball up at one time while a white man hit it off his hand, guys? Do you know King Leopold in the Congo cut off arms, legs, tongue, feet, penises? King Leopold, that's what he did, extracting the rubber and the gold out of that country. Just brutalize those people, guys. This is historical facts. King Louis Leopold, that you guys worship, that you people love. Great Britain colonized 171 countries. 171 countries. England colonized. Unacceptable. And we find ourselves in here today hating each other. But we'll go get our hair cut, get our nails done, get our wigs done, get all that fake, all the rug on top of your head. You got these men running around here with nails painted and all that, looking better than women. Who does that? But a psychologically deranged individual. And each one of you Negroes that behave like that need to their head, in my opinion. You have no purpose. If you're not trying to build a community, getting back to ownership, everything we use, eat, from amusement park, from pools, I don't care what it is, we need to own it. And we can collectively own it. Before I close out, I want to make sure you guys know that we're engaged in greeting the students at 6 area schools every Monday of the month. We also have a rites of passage program at Southwestern Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have a lunch buddy program at Brownell School. We need our community to come out and be a part of healing. Contact me. I'm Brother Hubert Naeem Roberts, 810-394-4105. MentorRoberts@gmail.com is my email address. And I want to give a shout out to our Juneteenth committee. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's involved in it. Continue to do this wonderful work. We love you guys. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's connected to Black Lives Matter Grassroots Flint, Michigan. We're getting some new recruits. I want to highlight you guys and thank you guys for coming on board. We need more people to come on board and stop being afraid of being black. Black is not a nasty thing to be. Black is not ugly, although you've been told that all your life. And the only thing that's going to celebrate us, change our condition, is going to be us guys. We definitely want to encourage you guys to share, get this information out about Juneteenth and a day at the lake. I want to thank my technician, Ms. Don Allen, for holding me down today. I don't know where my host is, Shatara. I've been missing my queen. I've been reaching out to her, and I'm hoping that she's okay. We do have another member. I want to holler out Miss Nicole Lewis and her children, her two sons. She had a bad accident. So we want to lift her up in prayer. We want to try to go over there and spend time with her, to be silly with her and help her along with this road to recovery. That's what family does. Even though we might not be biologically connected, we are connected by the grace of the universe. And as always, guys, please hit me up. Again, my number is 810-394-4105. MentorRoberts@gmail.com. Our address here is 2712 North Saginaw Street. This is right next door to Job Corps. Please come down, pay us a visit, kick the tires with us, check us out. We are engaging in some activist work because the county jail is terrible. What Swanson is doing down there to the men and women down there is unacceptable. We allow those things to happen. What's happening at the court level downtown is unacceptable. We have a court system that's diametrically opposed to any kind of fairness when it comes to black and brown people. So again, I want to close out with you guys, making sure you guys hug somebody, love somebody, smile at somebody, speak to somebody. I want you guys to make sure that you read the books I suggested and listen to that song. I close out, guys. Again, love you guys. Wakanda. Thank you, sister.
Let me make sure I close it out. Okay, wait.
You didn't cut it off?
No, let's see. Is this video?
Huh?
Yeah.
You streaming.
Mm.